Hello everyone and welcome to Box Gaming's first episode of the PC side of ARL Season 7 with F1 2013. I am of course Justin.
And I'm Mikko.
And today we're proud to finally bring you the first race of the PC side of Season 7 ARL F1 2013 Championship. This is of course Split 1 that we're in. If you guys saw that news video that we put out, you would know that. So the PC side of ARL was delayed by 4 weeks. Somebody asked about that. Apparently I didn't explain that in the news video. The PC side was delayed because of issues with the PC side of the game. And that's what caused the delay. There wasn't the same problems with the console, so that's why you guys may have seen the Xbox side of ARL doing their videos and that sort of thing. So we are 4 weeks behind, and unfortunately that means that we're going to be missing those first 4 races, and we're going to be kicking off this season with the Circuit de Catalunya, a very difficult track with extremely low tire life, and one that I didn't feel super great going into. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's maybe not one of my favorite races, but I enjoy the track, like in a general level. But in this game, it's very hard on the tires.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's like that in real life. But you know, I tend to like tracks with long swooping corners. So I mean, you would think that Catalunya would be a track suited for me, but I don't get along with it for some reason. I do really enjoy turns 1, 2, and 3. Turn 4 as well. The middle sector is really the part that I guess I don't really get along with very well. It's just that chicane, that high-speed chicane, that hairpin, and then also Sector 3 as well. I'm not a huge fan of Sector 3 as well. So Sector 1, I love Sector 1. It's fantastic. I love the feeling, even in this game, the feeling of going through turns 1 and 2. It's kind of like this. I don't. It's almost like a dance, like you're just swaying from one side to the other. It's interesting. I really like those turns. So it is scheduled to rain. My strategy going into this was to try and two-stop for a dry race. Here's the qualifying. So we're actually both qualifying on primes actually. We're both hoping to start on the primes, go for a little bit different strategy. So here we are going, and also I could not get a clean lap in, so this was actually the only lap that I did, which partially explains my poor time as well. So going through those first couple of corners, love those. Pretty much dead on at this point. We both used a similar amount of curves, and yeah, I mean we're pretty much dead on identical at this point in the qualifying lap. And let's see. This is where we're going to start seeing some differences. Yep, you took a little bit of a tighter line through that hairpin. I think you're a little bit farther ahead now. And yeah, I think you took a better line through there as well. And I think we both did a little bit of a lift for that one.
Yeah.
And I'm actually draining the rest of my curves. You're still saving some. Breaking down for this hairpin. Oh, and I've completely missed my apex. Just completely missed it by about 3 or 4 feet. And I can tell you right now, actually, I was being cautious with that turn because I kept cutting that corner with my previous laps. And again, right there, just completely missing my apex. Just not getting along well with this car at the moment. And you're draining the rest of your curves. Bring it home for a 19.8. Mine was a 20.6. I was aiming for 11th. I was expecting more people to qualify on the primes. Were we the only 2 people that actually qualified on the primes?
No, I don't think so, but I guess we were just really off the pace.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't too far off. I mean, I think Zephyr was on the options, and you were only 2/10 slower than him. So, you know, we weren't massively off the pace, certainly in comparison to Onage. But, I mean, you can see there, even 5th place was a second off of Onage. So, I mean, he's a weird marker or a benchmark to try and compare people to. So yeah, here's the grid. Onage starting from pole, Granu in 2nd, Alex in 3rd, and we're way down in 15th and 16th. So not a great start to Season 7 for Box.
Yeah, couldn't get much worse really, but I mean, if you're starting on the back of that list, there's the positive side that you probably won't be crashing into someone in turn 1.
At least not turn 1, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also if any of you guys have seen our social videos, I've had some problems with lag at the beginning of races. China was a really good example. I qualified in 4th place, and then by going into turn 1, actually, I was in last place. So going for pole position, at least at the moment, doesn't really seem to be an option for me, because I just end up getting lagged to the back of the field anyway. So my strategy is really going for tire conservation. Like I said, I was trying to qualify in 11th so that I could get free choice of tires. But because I only had that one lap that I did, I wasn't really able to figure out, what I needed to do in order to get that 11th place. So that's what kind of gave me 16th. Yep. So here's the grid. We are driving for Sauber this year. Our first choice was Lotus, but that got taken by someone who was higher up in the time trial event than us. So we are driving for Sauber, which was our second choice, though.
Yeah, and for last 5 lights, we were away. Pretty good start for me. I don't know about you. I think we'll see your point of view of the start later. Well, right on board with me right now.
Using a little bit of curves, being very cautious, little bit of contact. Nothing major though, leaving room.
Sorry, somebody pushed me.
Yeah, there's some contact up ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Captain Riding going wide. Moving to the left. I think you're on the right now.
Yep. I moved to the inside and was holding the inside next to Zephyr, and apparently I pushed him, which then pushed you, and then destroyed your front wing. I don't know if we end up seeing it from my angle, and I actually haven't rewatched the video, but to my memory, I do not remember pushing Zephyr.
Well, here it is from my point of view in slow motion.
Yeah, this is good. So
exciting new technology.
This is turn 4. The last of the corners that I enjoy. Yeah.
You can see Granu in the background. He tries to rejoin, but he has to go back on the grass, and now gets back, and I get pushed, and there's the result.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, that's a racing incident. Multiple people are to blame, I would say, for that. I think myself, Zephyr, and Granu really all kind of share blame for that. Yeah. And you're just really the unfortunate victim. Who ends up losing a wing and going into the gravel trap. So here we are, starting from my point of view. I am on aggressive fuel for this race, doing a lot of fuel saving in Sector 3. And I'm also using just a smidgen of curves. Yeah, I didn't want to get up into the middle of all this mess that's going on, as you were talking about, turn 1 incidents and all, so I decided to just save some curves. And I'm gonna
sorry, somebody.
I'm gonna use that curves coming out of this corner now, I believe. And I see a gap to the right, so I go for it. No, I didn't use any curves though. Nicely behind Amstel, and yeah, I did not know that you were I did not know we were going through this corner 3 wide. I mean, there was some contact there, but as you can see, I wasn't really pushing him. There was definitely contact between us, but from my angle, it didn't look like I was actually edging him off of the track or anything like that. It all seemed very normal to me at the time, anyway. Yeah. I had no idea that you were over there and that incident even happened, actually, until after the race, or I think later in this lap, at least.
Yeah, I mean, we were going 3 wide, and with Granu rejoining the track, it was
right. It was
just bound to happen something.
Exactly. Yeah, something bad was bound to happen in that scenario. So yeah, unfortunately, our start to season 7 just gets even worse as you lose your front wing, and we're going through and there's some contact up ahead, and then Zephyr just turns right in on me. I decided to go to the right, which is an aggressive move on my part, for sure. And I can't spin the car around because the game prevents you. Game prevents you from actually flooring it when you're off the track like that, so I couldn't spin the car around properly. Yeah, you can hear I was a little upset at Zephyr at the time. To me, it felt like he pushed me right off the track, and I mean, really, that was... Yeah, I mean, it was a racing incident. I'm not going to blame him. I didn't go to the stewards for it in the end. I was upset at the time, but that's racing, you get over it. But from my side, it seemed really aggressive. It actually seemed like he turned in on me, like pushed me off the track. That's what it looked like to me, anyway.
I think he said that he was already, from his point of view, he was already on the apex, and then you dive down the inside. So.
Right, but then after I was on the inside, he turned in like really violently, is how it appeared anyway. He said there was actually no contact on his screen, so you know, it could have just been a Codemasters issue. I wouldn't put it past them. It's entirely possible.
Yeah. So as you can see, I'm really far behind. Actually, when I edited this video, I counted that I lost about 40 seconds just in that first lap. So
yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I think I lost about 5 to 10 seconds spinning on Zephyr there, if that makes you feel any better. I know that's not 40, but yeah, not a great first lap for either of us.
And the tragedy was that I qualified on the primes, and I used all but one set of the primes, so I had a fresh set for the first stint, and that I had to come to the pits for a new set of primes, but of course I didn't have any new sets, so I had to use a
scrub set.
A scrub set, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see up ahead is Granu. He also lost out in the opening lap. We saw that incident with him. And then ahead of him is me. As we skip ahead now, actually, this is now lap 6. People have already started pitting, which is why I'm up to 7th now. In case you guys are wondering, that is not pure pace. And we can see even more cars in the pits now. And my strategy was to use all of my curves on this long straight, pretty much. So I'm using about 40% of my curves, 40 to 50% after I cross the line, and 50 to 60% of my curves before the start of the line. And that was to help with tire wear. That's really the best place to use the curves. I mean, that is the longest straight on the track. And Captain Raiden looks like he has maybe cold tires or just worn tires. And yep, I kind of figured that would happen. He goes right off the course. I take the position back, or right off the line anyway. And he's going to try and stick around the inside, but it's not going to work. And I hold on to that 4th place position. So Onage is ahead right now, but I believe he's actually pit already, right?
Yeah, I think
so. So really unfortunate. If that incident hadn't happened, and if I'd qualified a little bit higher up, I definitely believe that I would be at least in 2nd right now. Somebody is at the front of the field right now, and I think they haven't pit yet, actually. So I would be in 1st or 2nd at the moment with this strategy. But there is something like a 50 or 60% chance of rain for this race.
Yeah, but it looks like it's gonna be sunny at least a good portion of the race, because there's not many clouds on the sky, at least now.
Yeah, I mean, we're 25% into the race almost now, and it's not even overcast. It's 100% sunny skies, looking great. So yeah, I am still on my first stint. As you can see there, my planned pit stop is for lap 12. But oh right, I had a tire saving setup that I was going to use for this race. Then I saw that it was going to rain, so I decreased the camber on my front tires a little bit, because of the rain. I figured I wouldn't need to two-stop. So I reduced the camber, and then at the last minute I decided, no, I still want to, and then I went out on track for qualifying, as my DRS is broken now, not like I need it, but I went out on track, and then I decided while I was out on track that I actually did want to go back and just use the camber all the way up, but it was too late at that point. I didn't realize that once you go out on track that you couldn't change your setup. So my planned pit stop was 12, but now with my camber not being quite as high, it's probably more like 10 or 11.
And as you can see, we're both using the lean mix in the last sector and using rich mix on the straight, which is, for me at least, really
definitely the way to go.
Yeah, really, it's a really good strategy in the race.
Were you using aggressive, or did you use cautious or normal?
I think I used normal.
And I see you making a mistake that I made as well a couple times, not just in practice but also in the race, which is not using all your curves before pitting. I had the exact same problem. I kept forgetting to use use KERS. So you're making it all the way till lap 9 on your first stop, though. That's pretty good, actually, considering that you weren't going for the same sort of tire life setup that I was going for.
Yeah, put the camber in the middle, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Mine was, I believe, on the front. It was 2 clicks to the right from the middle. Originally, I was doing all the way right, 5 clicks to the right for maximum tire saving. So it looks like Alex Gillen has pit. He's now behind me, and there he goes. He's going up my inside, and he outbrakes himself, goes right off the track, and I take the position back. And I'm not really racing Alex Gillen for position, but at the same time, I don't want to make it easy on him. This is an official race. So I'm not going to make it easy on anyone going past me. I'm not like specifically gunning for Alex Gillen or anything like that. Anyone, if Onage was behind me, which I don't think he ever is at any point in this race, if Onage was behind me, I'd try and give him a hard time. The first guys, I believe, have to make their way past me, which I give them some hard times. Oh gosh, as my audio.
Yeah,
starts.
there might be some audio glitches during the race, but we'll try to cover them with music at some points.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Again, my MSI messed up. For those of you that are familiar with my solo career series, I had a similar problem for season 1 at Austin. Basically, I need to reinstall MSI, or not just reinstall. I need to uninstall it and reinstall it. So Alex Gillen finally gets by me. Going into turn 3, he was able to get by me with his improved grips. He's on brand new options. Meanwhile, I am on 9-lap-old primes. So my pace is not great right now, as I got Jack first for company going into this hairpin, covering him off nicely. As I said, I'm not going to make it easy on any of these guys that are trying to get by me, just because it is an official race. And but at the same time, I'm not going to destroy my tires trying to defend this position.
Yep. And he's probably gonna have a good run on you on this straight now.
Yep, I saved a lot of KERS though. You can see I'm using about 60% of my KERS. Crossing the line, using another 40% of KERS, 45% of KERS or so, but it looks like he's going to have the run on me anyway with the DRS, and he pulls up along the inside, and with his improved grip, he just goes right through, no problem there. Good move from him. Very fair racing from pretty much everyone. Like I said, I was complaining about Zephyr before, so we have a little peek at my tires. You can see exactly what I'm dealing with there. Pretty red on the front left and rear right. So yeah, I was complaining about Zephyr, but in the end, I didn't actually file a formal complaint or anything like that. I think for a first race, it could have gone worse, certainly. He probably could have gone better, but overall, I think the level of sportsmanship was good.
Yeah, and I think everybody in the split one is. I don't think there's anyone who's like. How would you describe it? Like unfair? Overly,
overly aggressive, like to the point of being annoying. So as Fat First gets by me as well, so both the first guys are past me, and I actually did remember to use all my KERS before pitting for this one, thank goodness. So I almost made it to my target lap. I was supposed to do one more lap, and I probably could have if I had actually gone with the setup that I intended. But I was thinking to myself, should I go for lap 12? And I saw my tire life, and we all saw it there. And I decided, with the rain coming, there's no reason to stay out an extra lap on these destroyed tires. So, but I'm going ahead. I'm putting on another set of the primes, and that's because I'm trying to only stop the one time before the rain comes. I'm expecting a lot of people will have to stop twice before the rain.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty. I don't know if the race engineer has already told you about the rain coming at some point. I think he says that it's coming in 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when that was.
I want to say that actually happened pretty early in the race when he said 15 minutes, like lap 6, 7, 8, a few laps ago, I think. and it's about a minute and 20 seconds, or 1.3 minutes per lap. So 15 minutes would be about 12 laps or so. So we are looking at rain coming pretty soon here. You know, I think he did say light rain in 15 minutes, though. So we're definitely looking at inters conditions for sure. So I'm in 13th after my first pit stop finally, but these guys all pit a long time ago, so their tire life is actually their tire wear is really bad right now. As I accidentally cut that corner. So these three ahead of me are actually struggling with their tires. So right now in the race, I should be faster than all three of them, as I actually get DRS as well. Whoa, and some sort of incident up ahead with Granu and, is that Zephyr next to him? Who is that? Let's see. Captain Raiden. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Granu went really wide. So I'm looking for a way past these guys. Going to the inside now. Looks like I'm gonna get at least Captain Raiden, but not Granu or Zephyr. So and Zephyr's there as well. And I'm looking to follow Granu past Zephyr right here, but unfortunately just didn't have the speed. And Zephyr goes wide.
Yeah. Nicely passed.
And sneak by on my still very fresh prime tires here. And so I got Granu up ahead next. That's 2 positions. Pretty happy with that, actually. 2 positions in 2 corners, I think, actually.
And you got DRS as well.
Yep, going to lean, doing some fuel saving. And Granu's on the primes as well, so he might have a little bit better tire life than the 2 cars I just passed, the 2 Toro Rossos of Captain Raiden and Zephyr.
Yeah, and as you can see, there's people pitting as well, I think.
Yeah, it looks like 3 people in the pits already. And
if there's people who already started on the options, I think this is their second stop then.
Yep, I think that's about right. So here we are, lap 18, the rain finally comes, and your tires are absolutely destroyed, and you're in an interesting position here, because this really isn't inters conditions just yet. So are you going to go for the options, or are you going to go for the inters?
I'm going to go for the options.
A good choice, I think, yeah, because if you had gone for the inters, they would have been destroyed by the time you actually would have needed the tread on them, so...
Yeah, what I should have done was to pit for the options maybe 1 or 2 laps earlier.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, or you could see on the last sector, my front grip was just there wasn't any.
Yeah,
really.
Completely gone. Yeah, but I mean, you didn't know. You know, for all you know, you might have needed the inters this lap. So I think you were probably just trying to save yourself a pit stop if possible. So that probably was the right call to make, but in hindsight, yeah, it probably would have been better to maybe pit on lap 17 or 16 even for the options.
And I'm back to last. But well,
although not as far behind as initially. Like you said, you were probably 20-30 seconds behind after the first lap, and you're only maybe 5 to 10 seconds behind the next car at the moment.
I think the gap was about 7 seconds on the last sector. And
you're on these brand new, down to 7.2 now. So I mean, you're definitely going to be flying at this point. So hopefully you can make up some positions. It looks like there's actually a big train of cars up ahead. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 cars all within pretty close proximity of each other, with a car in the pits as well.
Let's see who that is in the pits.
Oh, it looks like they're out already.
Oh yeah. Well.
6.4 now.
6.4.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you gained 7/10, I think, 6 or 7/10 just in sector 3.
Yeah, my tires weren't even ready, completely ready. So
Thanks, Radbot.
this is maybe the most hardest part of the race. Just trying to judge when to come in, and as you can see, the spray is already coming on top of the tires a little bit.
Yep. A little bit of spray, a little bit of understeer.
Yeah, but still enough grip to stay on the slicks, and definitely on the rubber din line.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know if if Captain Raiden's already gone for the inters, why is he so slow? But I think we'll see in a second.
And yeah, wow. I mean, you gained what, like 5 seconds on that guy just in the first couple of sectors? Holy cow. I mean, that's just an amazing difference right there.
Yeah, and I think we'll see some passing action soon.
Yep. Looking very cluttered right here. Looking like everyone is struggling on their tires except for you. Going to Rich. You got a lot of curves. Having a look.
He might have, does he have options on?
Yep.
Yeah, probably old options. And there's, I think, Amstel's in front. And then there's Captain Raiden, so... Ooh. Yeah, Amstel is on the inters.
Yep. Amstel's on inters and he is struggling as well.
But he's sticking on the racing line and I can't get past.
Well, at least you moved up a position because Hussein Kadwa lost connection, unfortunately. He did have some connection issues last year. Oh, as Amstel got pushed wide because of his tires, and that allows you to sneak up. Oh, just barely keeping it on the track. Oh man, that was a tense corner. I could feel you fighting the car through that, and you are right up on Captain Raiden now. Though you're gonna have DRS.
A little bit of a shortcut, maybe.
Going very aggressive over the curbs. And it looks like you're going to be trying along the outside here. Is he going to let you through? No, he's not going to let you through. Going to go around the outside and pulled a little bit of a Grosjean there in Hungary, going a little bit off the track. And here I am pitting for the intermediates. Oh, wait. Those aren't intermediates at all. Those are option tires. No. So this is by far the saddest point of my race, where it is actually raining at this point, and instead of putting on the intermediates and telling the game to give me intermediates, I just went in and it gave me the option tires. So the good news is, though, actually these are still the faster tires, so I'm gonna be really quick for one lap, but unfortunately not for much longer after that.
Yeah, and that's Days in front of you.
Yep, Days, he was quicker than us in the TT. He's the one that chose the Lotus ahead of us. No hard feelings, though. But yeah, he's on worn options, I believe, at this point. So I'm actually gaining on him quite a bit here. Yeah. But unfortunately, I believe I'm going straight back into the pits. No, he's actually on the intermediate. So yeah, this is proof positive, actually, that this is the faster tire at the moment. At least through the high-speed sectors 1 and 2. Sector 3 here, there's a lot less downforce to be had, so unfortunately, I think I struggle a little bit with the tires. Yeah, let's see, I go straight back into the pits.
Yeah, and that was I think the right call was to come in on lap 22, at the end of lap 22.
Yeah.
Or maybe even stretch it out to 23, because
Possibly. It would have been tough, though, for sure. So I do finally put on my intermediates. Unfortunately, I would have been in 8th place at that position if I had put on the intermediates at the right time. So, and I think I could have made up positions as well from there. So I think I was looking at maybe somewhere between 4th and 6th. I easily lost 30 seconds by pitting for the wrong tires. So pretty unfortunate. That is my mistake, though. It would be nice if the game was intuitive enough to know that I want the intermediate tires. The engineer was actually telling me, you should come in and put on the intermediate tires, so I think that's part of the reason that I didn't even think to touch the D-pad to tell it to do the intermediates. So, my fault, but I do secretly blame Codemasters.
This music.
So at this point, though, the music is incredibly ironic, because at this point I'm really angry. Like, I just really want to make up positions more than anything. And I do see that the game is telling me to stop a second time for another set of intermediates. And my tire strategy, though, is still pretty tire saving. Most people, I don't think, are either using camber in the middle or camber to the left. My camber is actually a couple clicks to the right, so I might be able to eke out this set of intermediates all the way till the end of the race.
Yeah, and I think I'm still was one of those who went on the intermediates too early, so I think he was overcooked his tires already. So
yeah, he's already lost too much tread. So yeah, he's probably going to be looking to pit probably within the next couple of laps or so. So up to 9th now. It looks like Zephyr also passed Amsel though. So yeah, I got Zephyr behind. Remember everyone, my split times are not accurate, so Zephyr is closer than 3 seconds. He is not that far back.
Yeah, and you can see the gap to Romian, I think, was 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's probably pretty close. It's probably somewhere between 15 and 20. I mean, you can see the huge gap. They're already going through Sector 3 right now, and you know I haven't even come onto this DRS straight yet. So, using a little bit of curse, trying to stay ahead of Zephyr here, and he's very close. I mean, he's very racy as well. I'm not sure what his tire life situation is like. As we cut back to you here, and you're coming up on Granu now. Who did he just go right over the grass there? It looked like a funny line. That might have been lag related though. Oh, he's on the primes. Yeah. So that's right.
That's him on the chicane.
Is he? He's pitting for the full wets, isn't he?
I thought he did at some point. He did try the wet tires.
I think I think that's his strategy here. I think he's actually trying to. I think he was trying to stay out for long enough to just throw on the wet tires and save himself a pit stop. But unfortunately, this race never did become full wet conditions. It was always light rain. So unfortunately, I don't know if it was this pit stop, but I think it might be this pit stop is where he went for the full wets.
And as you can see, the gap is about 9 seconds to Zephyr.
Which means it's about 10 seconds to me.
Yeah, yeah. And we skipped to 29. And I've closed him down quite a bit now.
And actually, I pulled a gap to him somehow. I'm not sure if he made a mistake or if I just pulled out on him with pure pace. I think he made a mistake, though. I think I remember hearing something happen to him behind.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. And as you can see, the left front again really worn.
Yeah.
And there's Captain Raiden. I think he's on the full wets.
He's on the full wets. Yeah, that was the full wets. So maybe it wasn't Granu that went on the full wets. I thought he did, so I might still be right about that, but I'm not 100% sure. As Zephyr covers you off through the chicane, but you're definitely going to have a good run on him here. Going to Rich.
Using curves.
Whoa! Ooh. What the heck? What the heck was that? Okay, that wasn't really a legal move. That was an interesting one. So we're starting lap 30 as you get that position. I made almost the exact same move on Granu actually, going to the inside turn 1, outside turn 2, and then having the inside line for turn 3. I made that same exact move on Granu pretty much.
Yeah.
So that moves you up into a points-paying position, thank goodness. So it gets. I like the variety of music.
It gets better. It gets better.
So here it is, lap 30, and I am still trying to. This is like Surf USA music, basically, because of the weather. I'm still trying to stay out here. I've actually moved up to lap 7. Yeah, Days and I believe Riot Box. Days and someone else pit ahead of me. Oh, Chicane. Days and Chicane pit ahead of me. I was running in 9th place. The two of them pit for a new set of the inters, and I stayed out. And they have now caught up to me. So this is Days just flying right by me. Holy cow. That like wasn't even a competition. That was insane. So I'm staying with him though, actually, because of my excessive amount of curves that I use on this long straight. Breaking early though because my tire wear is pretty bad at this point. So third to last lap though, I got 3 laps to try and stay in front of Chicane to get myself 2 extra points. But his tires are pretty much the same as Daze's. And you could see how much Daze pulled out just in those first couple of corners there.
Yeah.
And
One lap to go now.
Chicane did get by, and now I'm actually worried. I'm worried about you passing me. Although I can tell you right now, if you had caught up to me, I was not gonna fight you. I was just gonna let you by because I figured you probably did the same thing as Chicane and Days. I figured you stopped for a second set of inters, and you're just having a way faster pace than me at this point. So if you had caught me, I was definitely just going to let you through, but I'm trying my darndest not to let that happen.
Yeah, I didn't do that, and my tires were completely gone on last 2 laps, so...
Yeah, same here, but not quite as bad because, you know, I had the tire saving setup basically, so mine weren't quite as bad, but they were not great at this point in the race, certainly.
And I think we'll see Amstel getting past me at some point here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought that happened, but is he even... Where is he on the mini-map? Is he right next to you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, he must be right next to you because it just looks like one dot behind me. Yep, there he goes.
Yeah, there he goes.
Yep, he either went around the outside or the inside of that long swooping right-hander, and here he is right up on me. Just so the viewers know, Amstel does have a 10-second penalty. I'm still not sure what for, and I'm not sure if he tried to get that removed or not. But I didn't know about that. Obviously, holy cow! Yeah, my tires didn't look like that. I can tell you that. They weren't that bad. Certainly not all 4 of them. I mean, that's really bad. really bad. So you come home in 11th, but you were within 10 seconds of Amstel, who had that 10-second time penalty. So that moves you up into 10th place. So considering that both of us lost something between 40 and 50 seconds each to finish in the points in split 1, I think is actually a positive. You know, I was pretty frustrated with this race, all the problems that happened, all the issues that happened, all the mistakes that I made. But in the end, I think there are a lot of positives to take away from it.
Yeah, if you look at my finishing result time, I think it was about 78 seconds behind. So if you take 40 seconds away from that, then I would have been somewhere between maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th, somewhere.
Exactly, or at the very least battling for those positions.
Yeah.
So if we hadn't been, you know, 3rd, 4th, 5th, we at least would have been up there battling with those guys for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But yeah, as you said, if you take away 30 or 40 seconds from our times, that puts us closer to the top half of the top 10. So. Overall, I think there's more positives than negatives to take away from it. We ended up getting 3 points as a team, 2 points for me, 1 point for you. You know, we're ahead of 6 people in the championship right now, both of us. So, and that was a really bad race for us too. So yeah. I think if we could just maintain consistency, keep scoring points, you know, every single race. My big strength in season 6 was really just showing up for every single race. Not many people actually made it to every single race, and I scored points in almost all of them, if not all of them. So really, you know, it's all about the long game. You know, we can't be frustrated or you know, upset about a bad race like that. You know, we just gotta trudge forward. Do the best that we can, and you know, look forward to races where we can maybe you know, have a better result.
Yep. And of course, next race, your favorite, Monaco.
Yep. I haven't even practiced for it yet. It's already Friday at this point. I still haven't practiced for it. I'm gonna do some tonight though, and tomorrow. Supposedly it's a 2-stop. I'm thinking about maybe trying a 1-stop, but I mean, that's going to be really, really hard to do. So Monaco is up next. Probably not going to go really well for me. Hopefully, though, you can bring home a nice result for the team. No pressure. And at least get Sauber some nice points. 2 people are already going to be missing, though, so there's only going to be 14 for that race as of now, maybe even less, depending on what happens. But that is going to do it for this episode of ARL Season 7. Thanks everyone for watching. Join us next week where we'll be at Monaco.
Yeah, we'll see you then.